Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. At some point, I thought William Ruto was a man who could be given a chance to dialogue with the people of Kenya. But since that we have witnessed over the past few days have jeopardized any opportunity of giving William Ruto a chance to dialogue with us, we cannot have a country where people are being massacred and their bodies are being dumped in a quarry and there are no explanations towards the same. And when enraged members of the country go there and they want to see exactly what is happening, they are being tear gassed and live bullets are being shot in the air. This is unacceptable. It is unacceptable because when William Ruto took oath of office, we gave him a sword, and that was to protect, a symbol of authority to protect Kenyans. We also gave him a copy of our constitution that he swore to protect. Now, it is like he's using the same sword to kill the members of the country, citizens. And this is just unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. More revelations are coming, and this is going to bring this government down because people are not only tired but very angry. Apart from corruption and wastage, we cannot stomach the idea that the police is killing people, innocent young men and women who went to demonstrate something that is entrenched in our constitution. Miguna is giving more revelations in a tweet that you've seen that has been going viral. And Miguna is saying something that is very, very touching. I have received credible reports that William Samoei Ruto murdered about 400 people in Githurai and then they were cremated inside Kahawa barracks. That was on June 25th night after Ruto shut down the internet. You remember that day when internet, there was a problem with the connection. I challenged the DCI Kenya, National Police Service Kenya, Haki Kenya, National Human Rights Commission, and Law Society of Kenya to check the OB numbers of the missing persons, establish and publish the whereabouts of all the missing persons. No retreat, no surrender, Ruto must go. Those are serious allegations that Miguna is giving there, and we need to delve on it. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to just thank God for the life of one friend of mine, Kevin Oduor of the Bold channel. You all know the Bold. Kevin Oduor is a man who needs no introduction. He's been giving unmatched political analysis and commentary. He has also been involved in charity network. People who lack school fees, when some people are sick, he has always come out to do a fundraising, and he has really touched many families and many lives. You all know, if you go to Kevin's YouTube community, he posted there, he was traveling to a funeral in his home village in Alego, and they got an accident at Salga area in Nakuru. The vehicle they were traveling in overturned and rolled severally before it overturned. And we thank God that all the members who were occupying that vehicle, they were members of the nuclear family, Kevin's nuclear family, and they are all alive. And I think this is a miracle, and we need to thank God for it. I'm saying this because Kevin is not just a friend, but he's my senior in the world of political reporting. When I started, he literally held my hands, and he's been a mentor in the world of political analysis. And when I got this news, it was really touching. I beheld the sight of that vehicle, and I was like, "What is this?" And so when I called and I realized that all of them were alive, and I thank God. And I know many of you have seen that, and they continue thanking God for his life because he's touched many lives in his charity networks, and he gives bold political analysis just like his channel. Once again, we thank God for him, and Bold, wherever you are, we are praying for you, and we are very proud of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miguna adds salt to injury. He adds more petrol into the fire. Miguna is saying this at a time when more bodies are being retrieved from quarry. By now, we are not even aware how many more bodies have we seen. We do not know whether that quarry in Kurkwenjenga was the only dumping site where they went and threw all the bodies, or there are other places that they have, dumped more bodies. Miguna is telling us that on the night when there were these allegations of a massacre in Githurai, bodies were packed and they cremated them, they burnt them in Kahawa barracks. These are serious allegations. Miguna is challenging DCI and also challenging the National Police and Kenya National Human Rights Commission and Law Society of Kenya to go and get the OB of the victims. This is coming at a time when many parents are still saying we do not know where our children are. William Ruto came up and told us that he was challenging Kenyans. Show me where the bodies are. According to him, he was saying that the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights is a body that is lying. Because he knew very well if this is anything to go by and the bodies that are being retrieved from the quarry is anything to go by, he was doing this because he knew very well that they had concealed evidence. And I was speaking to a lawyer who was telling me that there is no crime that is perfect. Anytime you try to conceal any act of atrocity, anything that goes against the law, there must be a trail. You cannot hide everything. And if God wants to expose you, there must be a trail. I was listening to this story of this lady who first identified that quarry, and he was saying that, I don't know, a sister sent some dream to her, and that dream led her to that place. That could be very true. But I also want to tell you something that could also be very true. We are in a country where even the police itself is not very happy with what is happening in the country. And so I have a feeling that the dream could be true, but there could be another police officer who just revealed this to her, who decided to reveal this to some people, and they wanted someone who could be courageous enough, and they decided to say it is a dream. I can assure you, there are people who are mourning. There are people who are really very angry about what is happening. Don't think that every policeman will be happy killing people on the streets. Some of them are not very happy. We even have reports of some police who killed their fellows because they were not happy with the way innocent people were being mistreated. Miguna is in Canada. Where do you think he got this information? Let's say, because we treat this as allegations, but if you connect it to the bodies that are being retrieved, you can always think, conclude that this is true. He is based in Canada. Controversial though, but very truthful sometimes. Where do you think he got this information? It only means that there are people at the National Police Service, there are people maybe at the Kahawa barracks who looked for someone to give this information, and they must identify and scrutinize your level of safety. Are you safe when you reveal this information? And Miguna is in Canada, and Miguna was given this information. And this is why I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that we cannot have a president who presides over these mass killings if this is true. They must give us this information and explain to us what is happening. You may say that this one of Miguna is far-fetched, but connect it to the bodies that are being retrieved from quarry. Then where are the bodies from? Who dumped them there? Because right now we are being told that in one sack contained even 2 or 3 more bodies. That is why yesterday, when the residents of that place insisted on seeing the bodies, they were tear gassed and the police had to shoot in the air. It is not enough that the former Inspector General Japheth Koome has resigned. I want to repeat what I said. Resignation is not justice. Apart from resigning, we need someone to come and take responsibility. Right now, the killer cops whose images have been circulating, none of them has been identified. we need to see people going to jail. And this time round, even our courts must be put to pressure to ensure that they don't dance to Ruto's tune. If someone killed, let them take responsibility. And if you think that you're a police officer and you are acting on order, tell us who ordered you so that Kenyans can hold all of them responsible. Even if it's William Ruto who ordered the killings, we need to know who, because we have reached a time where Kenyans have decided we are not going to sit back and watch members of the country suffering in their own country as if we are aliens in this country. The political class have been told that we donated power to them. That power that they're misusing and usurping and misusing is our power. In chapter 1 of the Constitution, it is clear that power belongs to the people. So the political class have always behaved as if they are more senior to us. We are all equal within the law. So, ladies and gentlemen, the allegations of Miguna is really, really damaging, disturbing, and we need to scrutinize this further, because this could happen. I'm telling you. The more, when you looked at William Ruto challenging Joa Gayo and the panelists there, show me the numbers, where are they? It seems he knew very well that they had concealed evidence. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this time round, if William Ruto wants dialogue, justice must come first. We have parents who are now mourning the deaths of their children. And even to corroborate this fact, I remember how the president of students of the Kenya School of Law was narrating how he was captured and he was tormented, traumatizing, he was tortured. And then Danzel, the young boy from JKUAT, I think, who occupied parliament, and later he was followed up after everything. I thought everything had settled and William Ruto had to let go. Then he was caught and cast in some that was also a quarry, I think, in Georgia, and full of water, and he was immersed there and he died. So we have a regime that is full of deaths in one way or the other. It looks like we have an elite squad that is following people and killing them. People are really murdered, ladies and gentlemen. William Ruto told us that in his regime there would be no deaths, there would be no River Yala, there would be no container of blood. But it seems he's back to factory setting and people are being killed. Here he is telling us that he has dissolved his cabinet, the Inspector General has resigned, he wants to reduce, I don't know, the budgetary allocation, he wants to reduce the number of advisors in the government. But we have people who have died, and this is the bone of contention. Where do we start? Where do we place them? Do we wish them away that we now want to speak because the Inspector General has resigned and because you have dissolved your cabinet? No. If people have to talk, we need to see people in jail before we begin talking, because there can never be dialogue without justice. And I find it very sad that William Ruto is watching this and is trying to defend it, asking people where are the bodies. Next time when we are voting, I think let us be very careful. The Hatupangwingwe group, and I'm happy they're the ones who have now risen up and they're saying we must get justice. And if William Ruto is not careful, ladies and gentlemen, he's going down with this. This will bring him down. And I'm not praying for that, but he needs to come clean and explain this. Otherwise, people will occupy as long as they feel there is no justice.